Why you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before.
WNBA legends just shared some honest opinions about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's futures. But honestly, we already know who's on top and who's struggling. Caitlin Clark is excelling in every way, while Angel Reese seems to be complaining and facing embarrassment from her own role models. Yes, I'm referring to Shaquille O'Neal, who didn't hold back when praising Caitlin on Angel's podcast.
I think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills.
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's no point.
Reese's reaction is priceless. No one's pretending anymore. Caitlin is the star, and Angel is having a hard time staying in the spotlight. Caitlin just won Athlete of the Year and Rookie of the Year at 22, all in her first WNBA season. Meanwhile, Angel is just trying to grab attention while her rivals are changing the game. It's not even a contest. It's a reality check, and Angel is failing it.
And I was a hater because, I'm down with you. Like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you.
Angel Reese has hit a low point in the basketball world, and honestly, she's the one to blame. While Caitlin Clark is changing the game for women's basketball, Angel's big claim to fame is a taunt from last year's championship, something that belongs more on TikTok than in basketball history. Even Shaquille O'Neal, who is supposed to be Angel's mentor, threw her under the bus on her own podcast. He couldn't stop praising Caitlin, calling her a once-in-a-generation player and comparing her to Steph Curry, the guy who changed the NBA with his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Angel's biggest contribution to basketball is missing layups. Shaq praised Caitlin for her amazing shooting, court vision, and ability to dominate without breaking a sweat. Caitlin averages nearly 3 three-pointers a game, most from NBA range, while Angel struggles with simple layups.
A perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen.
Shaq even admitted he doubted Caitlin Clark 10 times and was proven wrong each time. That kind of consistency is what makes legends. But what does Angel Reese bring? An inflated sense of her own importance and a podcast where she's clearly not the star. Now, when it comes to marketability, Caitlin easily outshines Angel. Caitlin Clark ranked higher than Ronaldo and Messi on a list of the most marketable athletes. Two of the biggest names in sports can't compete with Caitlin in fan engagement and brand appeal. Caitlin isn't just bringing in fans, she's changing how people view the game. WNBA games with Caitlin attract 3 times more viewers, while Angel Reese is lucky if her name trends for more than a weekend.
You getting benched and ultimately not showing up for another.
Angel Reese knows it. You can see it on her face during Shaq's constant praise of Caitlin. The discomfort, the forced smiles, it was hard to watch. Shaq wasn't just praising Caitlin's greatness. He was indirectly pointing out Angel's lackluster performance. While Caitlin's hard work is making her a legend, Angel's off-season highlights are all about Instagram posts in designer clothes. You'd think someone trying to prove they belong would spend more time in the gym than taking photos. The numbers say it all too. Caitlin Clark led rookies in scoring with 19.2 points per game and topped the league in assists with 6.8 per game. Angel barely managed 13.6 points per game and became a joke for missing layups. If you're going to talk trash and act like you're the queen of the court, your game should back it up. And let's not even get started on Angel's money problems. She admitted her WNBA salary doesn't even cover her rent. While this highlights bigger issues in women's sports, it also shows Angel's failure to make the most of her opportunities. Meanwhile, Caitlin is raking in endorsement deals that Angel can only dream of. Caitlin is the future, while Angel is becoming a cautionary tale.
I hate this question.
Should there be a co-rookie of the year? And it feels like we are both on the same page here.
Not a shot. No, they're not equal. They're not.
You're going far.
Sheryl Swoops, who calls herself the queen of basketball, is back again. This time hyping up Juju Watkins as a player with endless potential. But let's not act surprised. Sheryl is known for stirring things up. She's completely ignoring both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, which is her way of saying, thanks for trying, but you're irrelevant now. For Angel, who craves validation, Sheryl's silence probably hurts more than any insult. Meanwhile, Caitlin is out there breaking records. while Cheryl is just holding on to whatever little attention she can get by jumping on the hype train. Classic Swoops drama.
When you come out here and just hate for the sake of hating,
Yeah.
if you don't, just shut the fuck up, Cheryl Swoops. How about that? Caitlin Clark is nice. Like, what are you doing? And so, she's probably going to go number 1 to the Indiana field.
While Angel is sulking, Caitlin Clark is out there making history. Shaq, Stephen A. Smith, and other respected sports voices can't stop calling her a once-in-a-generation player, and honestly, who can argue with that? The numbers speak for themselves. Caitlin's games have 20% higher attendance than other WNBA games. She's not just a player, she's a scoring machine. Analysts are predicting she'll break rookie jersey sales records. That's what it means to have real impact. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is stuck in neutral. Her on-court performances are forgettable, her marketability is going nowhere, and her so-called brand is starting to look like a bad investment.
I think that's what draws people to her. She's what you want in a superstar athlete, and then she backs it up with 41 points in the Elite Eight. I mean, that's crazy.
Then there's Juju Watkins, who's got everyone talking, especially Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl isn't just offering her a little praise, she's rolling out the red carpet. Calling her the truth with an unlimited ceiling isn't just a compliment, it's a statement of greatness. And Juju's stats back it up. In her freshman season, she averaged 27.1 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game with a solid 40.1% shooting and an impressive 85.2% from the free throw line. Those numbers scream superstar. Cheryl even said that if the WNBA allowed early entry, Juju would be ready by her junior year. That's how good she is. Juju isn't just rising, she's on track to outshine everything Angel Reese has tried to build. Analysts are already buzzing about a possible rivalry between Juju and Caitlin Clark. And guess who's not part of that conversation? That's right, Angel. The focus is on the future of women's basketball being a showdown between Juju and Caitlin. Let's face it, Angel doesn't even have a spot in the conversation. If Juju keeps this up, Angel's time, if we can even call it that, will be over before it really starts.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
Let's talk about the potential matchup, Caitlin Clark versus Juju Watkins. Fans are already going crazy over the idea. Two elite players, two game changers, both driven to dominate at every level. It's the making of a legendary rivalry. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out there trying to convince us she's still relevant. Spoiler, she's not. While Caitlin and Juju are changing the game of women's basketball, Angel is stuck, spinning her wheels in a cycle of distractions and excuses.
Call it racism. Here's what I see. I see a white girl out of Iowa, straight to, by the way, coming to this league, and this league, which has been around a long time, has never had this much popularity. Black girl gets that same attention. Okay, she's a rookie. She hasn't done it yet. I'm a little aggravated. But the white girl.
Caitlin Clark is doing exactly what everyone expected. She's crushing all expectations. She's not just changing the game, she's redefining what it means to be a superstar. Just like Steph Curry revolutionized the NBA with his shooting range, Caitlin is doing the same for women's basketball. Meanwhile, Angel's dedication, or lack of it, is impossible to ignore. Her lack of focus on the court stands out, and her questionable priorities off the court aren't helping. Building a brand is great, but if your game doesn't back it up, that brand falls apart faster than your shooting stats.
It just started to come up from the very beginning on who was guarding Caitlin Clark. With all due respect to Haley Van Lith, she's listed at 5'7". She might be 5'7" on a good day. Caitlin Clark is 6 feet tall. And not only is she 6 feet tall, she's the greatest shooter we've seen. So to put someone on...
Here's the hard truth. The future of women's basketball isn't waiting for anyone. Caitlin Clark has already shown she's both the present and the future, and Juju Watkins is coming in strong to take her place. Angel Reese? She's stuck in the past, holding on to hype that's already faded. When your own mentor uses your platform to praise your competition, it's time to face the facts. The message is clear. It's in bright neon lights. Caitlin and Juju are the future, while Angel is just another player trying to keep up.
I'm a dog. You can't teach that. I'm going to go out and do whatever it takes to win, and every single night. My teammates rely on my energy. So being able to continue the energy, even if we're down, even if we're up,
What's even more embarrassing is how Shaq laid it all out. He pointed out Caitlin's dedication, showing how she spends her off-season improving her skills. Meanwhile, Angel is focused on playing dress-up and hosting her podcast, trying to convince herself she's still relevant. Critics summed it up perfectly. While Caitlin is in the gym, Angel is stuck in her feelings, and they're not wrong.